When I go to the mountain and I see a plant, and I start to study this plant, and I see that there are a story.
I always wanted to know more, to learn more about nature, about conservation, about what surrounds us. I'm Daniel Bustillo de la Rosa. I'm a PhD in ecology and conservation. I'm from Zaragoza, which is a small city in the northeast of Spain. I came to Madrid actually to study biology.
I'm Quique Gallardo. I'm a biologist, but after many years working in food production, I become chef 12 years ago. When I finished the university, the degree, I started to work in different projects around the world. I was in this one in Argentina, and I saw how the chefs and all the population, all the people that they live in this community, they understand very well the nature, all the ecosystem, and in the different moment of the year, they use the different ingredients that they find in the mountains. For me, understand these recipes was understand also where you are and what is the type of food that there are in the nature.
In my life experience, more than the academic one, I learned about that things were changing, but we are actually speeding things. But of course, climate change, we just have to look at what's going on seasonally. In different countries in Europe, we can see different seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Currently, those seasons, they are getting like narrower. And it's not only climate change, actually, that is more like the red flag for everyone, but also we can talk about pollution, we can talk about land use changes, we can talk about like reintroducing and moving species around the globe without actually taking care of. We don't actually think about the consequences of what we do. This project is born from a dream that came from both of us, a dream in which we wanted to teach what we have learned, not only through our degree in biology, but also through our life experiences. With Herbario Comestible, we want to bring back the importance of plants. Plants, they have been here since the beginning, because we consume them, we need them to survive.
The first thing that we started to do was an herbarium that I started to make for the big restaurants. I have 3 different herbariums in different areas of Spain. I found a lot of plants, a lot of edible herbs that are really interesting, and also I studied in the university, but nobody told me about the different properties that they have. I started to cook with these plants, only to do small snacks, and this is the beginning of the project. After that, Danny started to draw, to paint all these plants.
So for example, one of the activities we do, we go out to the countryside. What you teach people is like, you locate them properly, you teach them where they are. You explain about history, you explain about the conservation, why it's important, and then also we teach them how to draw. For example, years ago, we didn't have technology, so people used to go to the countryside with a book, or a notebook, and a pencil. Another activity we do is like a show cooking, for example, in which we do a masterclass. We give a masterclass about different things of ecology.
With this menu, we try to do a storytelling, and we have 10 different dishes. For example, we start the menu with cyanobacteria. I found these bacteria in Asia, in Africa, and also in Latin America. And we use in different places, but we don't know what's that. So when we talk with the people in these events and we explain how the life begins, no, in the beginning of everything, wow, people love understand the story. It's always an excuse. It's always a moment to be with people and create an opportunity to talk about how to preserve the nature, about the different ways that we have to live also.
So we just plant this seed, that hopefully it grows on everyone's mind and will drive them to conserve it. Big achievements we have seen from this project is like actually people share with us. They have going to the countryside again, and they send us videos about flowers, about plants. They are drawing, they are actually paying this attention, they are actually sitting down to observe. So then the wheel starts to move. this wheel that actually has started to move, I think that, at least for me, that's the main goal of this project.
Go out the kitchen to come to this place, or going to the mountain, or going to the courses in the university or wherever, to talk with the people and of course create this conversation. When you cook, something amazing happens. Is people believe you and people try the things that you create, and this is something amazing, really amazing, because you have the attention of everyone.
Give a place a breathe. Just let it breathe, let it recover. In Salamanca, in Spain, there is a place which is called Fundación Tormes, a group of people that they knew how to restore an ecosystem, achieved a huge goal. Each bare soil has turned into a huge oasis, huge forest with a huge lake full of biodiversity.
We want to do the restoration ecosystem. We need to understand the old ecosystem that there are, and now the situation that there are. We cannot start to plant in the south of Spain, plant that come from Mexico. From Mexico, for example, like, hey, where is the people that know about the nature? Why they are not making the decisions? So maybe we need to listen more to the scientific, and we need to say stop and to this business that want to create the greenwashing and new opportunities to have business.
Well, I want to do good, but probably the way you are doing it probably is not the best. So read before doing stuff, talk with people that they know how to do things properly. Like recycling, for example, is what most people do nowadays, but recycling is not the panacea, it's not the solution for everything. It's just a way of doing or trying to be better, but probably if we produce less, we have to recycle less. Try to think about it before doing stuff. Yes, give it some time, give it a thought about which could be the consequence of your acts. There is currently so much science going on, huge projects, very interesting projects about conservation, about proper management, about sustainability. They are currently going on, but sometimes we miss the way of communicating it.
To seduce and not obligate. We need to teach well, to motivate, to try to give a lot of tools. Everyone has the power to do whatever for the planet. They have the initiative, propose activities. In the case of Danny, his tool is the artistic way. In my case, it's the culinary one.
I think the better advice is go out, live it. Enjoy actually your time. It's not only about working, it's about living your life. So stop a bit and live your life.
Like small communities with more connection between us, with the different seasons that there are around. It's amazing to understand that you are part of this world and you can have other relationships, and it can be healthy, can be funny, and I think actually there are not another way to live. And of course we want to try to seduce to the people to start this way, that because actually it's nice, it's beautiful to start another project of life.
What drives me right now is like to communicate, to teach the new generations, the new ones that they have actually studying, for example, biology or kids, like teaching what I have learned, not only in a very academical way, but through my life, through my experiences.
So for me it's really important. The thing is, as chef that talk about be sustainable, be sustainable can be also be creative. And now for me it's really important three things. The first one is that the food cook nice and delicious food. The second one is create a nice atmosphere, a context where the people are happy. And the third one, and I'm so happy this happened, is if the people learn something when they eat my food. naturaleza. The artist is done it, and it's remind me when I was living in this project outside the city. She has a lot of relationship with the plants and also the medicinal plants.
Naturaleza que brilla.